This is the Battle of Chancellorsville, and this is one of the places where you start to see a real imbalance in the campaign. So I'm not buying a bunch of weapons. I'm not buying a bunch of specialty weapons. But the army, just from what we've been able to gather through reputation and from picking weapons off of the battlefield, um, is really powerful. And if you're doing the big army strategy that I'm showing here, you're going to have overwhelming numbers. I think in this battle, the enemy has about 45,000 total troops, and I have over 100,000, almost 120,000 at this point. I mean, the numbers are just really overwhelming, and the strength of my army is now so powerful. Powerful units, lots of experience, lots of good weapons, even without investing in weapons. I mean, it's just overwhelming. Let's see, I have 4 corps and yeah, 130,000 men against 45,000 of the enemy. It's pretty overwhelming. And Gettysburg is even worse. So in this campaign, in this battle, I mean, you saw the numbers that we inflict on the enemy. These numbers that we're inflicting on the enemy and get these kill ratios means my army is going to get even stronger. I'm going to get even more weapons, good weapons. And in addition, the enemy manpower pool is going to be pushed down to the absolute minimum. So from this point on, my army is going to be as big as it possibly can and as powerful as I think you can pretty much make it using this technique. And the enemy is going to be as small. There's a cap. There's a cap on normal difficulty that it can't be below a certain size. So, but we're going to hit that cap. We're going to have the enemy as small as it possibly, the enemy force as weak and as small as it possibly can be. And that gap is pretty enormous from here until the end of the campaign. And you start to see it. I think you see it pretty clearly in this battle. So we have tons of time. I mean, this thing goes on for a couple days, and I want the battle to last the entire period of time so I can inflict as many casualties as I possibly can. I have a lot of units that are 1 star that I'd like for them to get more experience. I have a lot of artillery units that are pretty green, and I'd like for them to rack up as many kills as possible. I have this thing where I really like low quality weapons. I almost would like to fight a campaign with 1842s, palmettos, and Lorenzes and 6-pound cannon. Nothing better than Napoleons, and just see how that goes. The problem is the game gives you so much stuff, and that's what I'm trying to show you. The game gives you so much good equipment. It's just so many 1855s and Enfields that, I mean, why not? If you're going to get 10,000 1855s, why not pass them out to your army? Now, historically, the Union Army had enormous amounts of equipment and could equip its army with anything it wanted to, and enormous technology, too. Overwhelming supply, equipment, logistics, just enormous, overwhelming economic power. But not just economic power and just sheer numbers, but also better technology. So yeah, it's overwhelming. And in this campaign, you start to really see it. I think the limits on the north shouldn't really exist. You should be able to buy an infinite number of any kind of weapon that you want as the North, and that would recreate the Union campaign, I think, a lot better. But that's not what we have. And what I'm showing is you don't really need it. So here I'm taking up good, solid defensive positions, and I'm just going to chip away at the Confederate Army, inflict damage on them. I don't have to go after them in this battle. I don't think if you take the 2 victory locations that the battle ends. I wouldn't want it to anyway. I wouldn't want to end the battle. I want the battle to go on the entire time. For Chancellorsville, there is something that's a little bit irritating, and that is there are complete resets of your army to absolutely the most stupid possible positions imaginable, and you'll see that. So you have to completely move your army from positions far away from the fighting where you want them to be, and have them move all the way across the battlefield And then the game resets your units back to a completely horrible location, and you have to move all of your units again to the other side of the battlefield, and it's really annoying. But other than the tediousness of spending a lot of time getting your army into the right location, Chancellorsville is a lot of fun and a great battle, and I really enjoy wiping out the entire Confederate army, particularly Jackson's attack on the second day. So this is the first day, and we're just going to chip away at the enemy. We have very good positions, we have really good troops, and we're going to come out ahead pretty much no matter what happens. And I don't care about the victory locations even a tiny bit. So I just want to chip away at the enemy forces and inflict as many casualties as possible, and then continue on with that the second day. So anyway, watch the rest of the first day, and I'll see you on day 2. Thanks.